Greetings to my whole V family around the world. This is your gorgeous upline in chief sitting here in Malaysia in our very own QI Tower recording my Wednesday message, number 113 if I'm not mistaken. Now I've been thinking a lot about this Wednesday message, and a lot of people have been communicating me on WhatsApp and asking me a lot of basic questions. Questions about network marketing, questions about building. And one thing I want to convey to all of you people, all right, my brothers and sisters around the world, is about building your organization. Now, people fail to understand that when you sign up and you become an IR, you are actually building your business, all right? You're building your empire. You're building your concept of entrepreneurship. But a lot of people fail to understand that you're not building the products, you're not building the IT infrastructure, you're not building the comp plan. All of that has been done for you by QNet. QNet handles all your back end work. So ultimately, for an IR, for a serious committed entrepreneur of QNet or the V, your main purpose is to build your organization. Okay, and if you bring that down to the next level, it's about building people. So if you ask me what I've been doing for the past 16 years, I specialize in the art of making a nobody into a somebody, turning a wimp into a warrior, all right? Turning somebody who's afraid of everything to be fearless. So my focus has always been on focusing on building people. Because if you focus on anything else, you're wasting your time. You can have the best product, the best comp plan, all right, which both QNet has. The most amazing organization which QNet is. But if you don't have powerful people in your organization, it's completely worthless. It's like water off a duck's back, as they say. So the question is, do you sign up automatically amazing people? Or do you sign up anyone and everyone and build them and train them and motivate them, tolerate them, inspire them to become the great ones? All right? You know the answer. We sign up everyone and anyone. And when they join us, they are not the greatest networkers. All right? When Arun, Adli, Sati, all the V partners join us, I looked at them and I said, oh my God, what a bunch of morons. But they had big dreams. All right, and Dato Sri Vijay, Japadas Bismarck worked on them. All right, I worked on them and built them to become the giants of the industry today. So when you see them on stage and you are mesmerized, you see their videos on VTube Plus and you're amazed. You don't know how they look when they first sign up. They were just like you, or maybe even worse than you. All right, but Dato Sri, Japa, we committed hours every week, every day, to turn them into warriors, into unbelievable uplines, into the giants of the industry of network marketing. Now this is your focus. Your focus as a networker is to work with your people and work on your people. Because the person you signed up is not the person who's going to max out. He or she must go through a transformation before they are ready to max out. So people ask me all the time, Chief, why am I not maxing out? There's nothing wrong with the products. There's nothing wrong with the comp plan, because everyone else is maxing out with the same product and the same comp plan. You see the logic? So if you are not maxing out with the same products, with the same comp plan in the same country or city, that means there's something wrong with you. You have not grown enough. You have not evolved enough. You have not changed enough to become that person entitled who deserves to max out. So this process of evolution from the time you signed up until you max out, what must change? You must change. Your downlines must change. They must grow. They must mature. They must evolve. And this is the focus of an upline. So when you signed up somebody, You give them information, you provide them with the comp plan, the products, you vomit out all this information overload onto your new downline so that he is informed and equipped, all right? But that's not enough, guys. You're not a postal service. Do you understand? You're not taking information from QNet and the V and throwing on your downlines. Okay, that's not enough. You got to focus on that individual. You got to find that button in that person that is going to make that person tick. All right? You got to understand what that person's dream or purpose is. And if that person doesn't have a dream and purpose, it is your job as an upline, your duty as an upline, to extract that purpose, extract that dream by talking about yours, talking about mine, talking about Dato Sri's dream, Japada's dream. Because the normal guy who signs up tomorrow with you does not have a dream. He cannot comprehend this concept of the dream. Right? Then you got to work on that person. You got to pull out the dream from that person. Hold it in front of him and say, this is your dream. And QNet and the V and me, we're going to get you there. We're going to make sure this dream becomes a reality. And that's what is your duty as an upline. Then everyone who signs up with ridiculous attitude. Some of them are lazy. Some of them don't want to partake in the system. Some of them don't want to attend training. Some of them don't even want to meet you when you invite them. Now it's your duty to convince them, to pay the price of spending time with them, maybe one-on-one, before you throw him into the system. Because he comes from a very solitude life, you understand? He's a lone person. And suddenly you say, come for his system, meet everyone, dance, sing songs, jump up and down like a crazy maniac, and you might freak the person out. Right? They say some people come to VCon and say, unbelievable. Some people come to VCon and say, what did I get myself into? You understand? And you need to pull that person into your culture, pull the person into your system, into your lifestyle, so they understand that they have to attend training, that they have to stay up late at night and counsel with you as upline. All right? You got to prepare them. You got to tell them what to anticipate on this journey, whether it's rejection, whether it's negative media reports, or bloody Google, all right, giving negative articles about QNet in their first page, depending which country you're on. You got to prepare them and tell them that, hey, Manchester City uses the same Google your prospect uses, and Manchester City said yes to QNet. So what's your problem? You understand? You got to prepare them. You got to basically, I don't know how to say this, you got to convince them every single day, repeatedly, that they made the right choice of becoming an entrepreneur with QNet. And there must be a price to pay. All right? And then comes the challenge of losing these people to everyday life out there. Whether it's Chinese New Year, Eid, all right, Diwali, Christmas, okay, cat having diarrhea, mother-in-law visiting from out of town, traffic jam, typhoon, okay, elections, all right, school term starting, children all must be taken to school, hold hands and sing Kumbaya, all right, physically not fit, sick, all right, demotivated, depressed, don't know what to do, not seeing enough results. You understand? Now you have to manage these mood swings of your downlines every single day if necessary. You got to manage it. And if you can't manage it alone, don't worry, because your system is also managing it. The Wednesday video, I'm helping you manage your downlines. So you make sure they're exposed to enough aspects of management that they stay switched on. Because the greatest challenge you will face, trust me, is to keep your downline switched on. Now you think it's easy, take them all, throw at VCon. Let Chief, Dato and Japa do the magic. Let the V partners do the magic. Yes, we will do the magic. We have done it for 16 years. But then they go back with you. They don't come and stay with me. I'm not offering you guys to come and stay with me, so don't get too excited. All right? If you really want to, there is a possibility. All right? But we send them back with you. And they go home with you. And when they go home with you, All right? Now it's your job is to keep them switched on. And I think one of the craziest, most unbelievable duties of an upline is to keep their downlines switched on. I've been doing this for 16 years. It's crazy. And I'm upline to the world. All right? So I got to keep people switched on in Europe, in Central Asia, Russia, in Turkey, in Middle East, in Africa, in Asia. Different language, different time zone, different cultures, different kind of people, different systems. And I love doing it. And you got to love doing it. That your key role as an upline is to keep your people switched on with power of association, an effective system, the power of the dream, and you being the greatest upline they will ever see in the industry of network marketing. All right? And then comes to this managing your organization as it grows. Now, as your organization evolves, as your downlines evolve from start to financial freedom, their priorities change. All right? In life, generally, some of them get married, get distracted. What do? Involve the wife. You understand? Go to their house and do presentation. Do trainings in their house. So their wife or husband sees the bigger picture. People get distracted with income. All right? They start earning money and suddenly they say, now I can relax. Now I can manage my downlines. All right? People get distracted by the moon and the sun. Trust me. Some countries, summer, we can't do business, chief, everyone is on holiday. I have never seen a single country in my life where everyone in the country goes on holiday in summer. All right? Show me that country, then I'll start believing you. So what do you need to do? All right? You need to focus your organization through the ups and downs with simple messaging. Simple messaging. Don't complicate your life. Don't take this beautiful flower called network marketing, mash it all up and make it into something people cannot recognize, guys. Network marketing is easy. All you need to do is be a moron with a dream. I wrote a book. You understand? You got to keep them focused on simple things like presentation, presentation, presentation. However you look at it, however beautiful your organization is, however big everyone's check is, please, the true test of how powerful your organization is totally based on the number of people out there every day doing a presentation. Because those are your warriors. Those are the downlines who want to become a somebody desperately. Those are the people who will make the biggest difference in your organization. The people who are out there paying the ultimate price of doing presentation, presentation, presentation. All right? And now with Q10, we have created a new mantra. Buy, use, repeat. I've said this on all the videos since VCon. Buy, use, repeat. And you need to understand the significance of this. Because your organization is going through a wave. Good times, great times, bad times, good times again, great times. Now during this whole process, you have 10 downlines, 1,000 downlines, 10,000 downlines who still wouldn't mind buying a great product once a month from QNet, RSP, buy, use, repeat. So why are you wasting this opportunity? Instill that culture. But guys, ultimately, you are responsible for the growth, evolution, improvement of your downlines. If your downline is the same person you signed up 10 years ago until today, you have failed. They must grow. They must become giants of the industry. And it's your responsibility. And there's no shortcut. It requires you spending a lot of time with your people. So ultimately, my Wednesday message, all right, number 113, you want success, you are the answer. How you manage your downlines, how much time you spend with them, how do you inspire them to grow, how do you inspire them to evolve, how do you inspire them to become truly a great networker? It is in your hands. You are actually the answer that you have been searching for, all right? And based on the culture of network marketing, monkey see, monkey do, you are everything. It revolves around you. You. So guys, stop looking for the answer. Look in the mirror. You are the answer. Focus on building your people. Focus on building their mindset. Focus on building their tolerance level. Focus on making them warriors. focus on their weekly commission checks, focus on their behavior of presentation, buy, use, repeat. And if you keep focusing on that consistently, never switching off. Never switching off. Switching off is not an option for you. If you don't switch off, your organization doesn't switch off. So this week, all right, is the last week of the promo, the Game Changer promo. We extended 1 week as a gift to all my Muslim brothers and sisters who are celebrating Eid this weekend. So Eid Mubarak to all of you. I love you guys so much. Convey my love to your family, to your team. Eid Mubarak to all my Muslim brothers and sisters around the world. And we extended the Game Changer promo until this Friday midnight Hong Kong time. So take full advantage of it. All right, rock it. Make this week your greatest week. And next week, don't fall asleep. Next week, don't switch off. Stay switched on. You can be switched on during Eid. You can be switched on any time of the year if you choose to. And my advice to you is, monkey see, monkey do. You stay switched on and your organization stays switched on.